Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trophy Room
Oh,
pre-show.
okay. You started off like it was the main show. It's like, oh, okay.
No. This is just a pre-show. We're running a tad bit behind,
A little bit.
but it's all good because I'm just checking my mic. I'm doing something. I'm taking a risk, and I'm using the NVIDIA broadcast, which is broken 3 times already. So I'm checking my mic sounds. There you go. It does. Sounds great. So yeah, I'm excited to record with you, Kyle. I think I need a reprieve from this week.
Oh shit, we have switched places. Hold on.
What's
Thank
that?
you,
What happened?
Savoy.
What happened?
We switched squares in OBS.
Oh, you're trying to take my spot, huh?
I can't
see.
fill those shoes. You kidding me?
You seek to betray me. I'm watching this guy from CR Fitness. This is the ad I got. Hello.
Ads. My God.
I know. I hate them so much. But yeah, no, I'm excited. This week we're gonna just talk about a whole lot of game playing. You know, it's one of those nice slow weeks, and I feel like that's when we do our best work. You know,
Yeah.
so we're feeling good, man. It's feeling nice. That being said, Kyle, I would like to know: have you finally started playing Diablo?
No.
Oh, hot damn! I'm just so excited. Oh, guess how many hours I have in Diablo?
Where were we last week?
I think we're nearing 40.
Nearing 40.
You're nearing 40.
So there were a bunch of showcases. I know you did other recording shows or whatnot. You're working 55.
Ooh. You forgot to put in the lack of sleep I've been getting, Kyle. You forgot to calculate that, my friend.
62?
Close, 65 hours of Diablo.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh my god, it's
I saw this dude on TikTok.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I've done everything in Diablo. I've done all the weird world tiers. I finished the story. I'm on whatever world tier 4 or whatever. I've done everything you can in the game. It sucks. It's like a 6 out of 10. If you're a 9 to 5 dad who only has an hour or two to play, it's a 7 out of 10. It got real stale, real boring, real quick, and whatever like that.
Really?
All right, dude.
Now
You did everything in the game. You committed a lot of
Yeah.
time. It's only a 6 out of 10. Shut up.
I think you might have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Shut up.
You don't beat every little thing and then
No.
some.
No.
You know?
Absolutely
Jeez
not.
Louise.
Yeah, absolutely not. If anyone here in chat was hanging out with us during Ubing and that abysmal Capcom show, thank you so much.
Oh boy.
Did you know the Ubi thing that we watched had things missing?
Really?
Because I watched it again multiple times. I watched live reacts of it. There was a Skull and Bones song and a closed beta end of June. There was a Just Dance segment. And
I'll bring that up on the show. That's interesting.
I think there was another one. I wonder if it got cut from that because of the music.
That's probably right. Because that's probably one of the only ones I don't think we got a ton of copyright claims on.
Yeah, most likely. Which is wild that they cut it from their own stream. So they didn't get any copyright claims.
Dude, the system is so broken.
It's real
just
bad.
ridiculous.
I'm happy
Kyle, I
we
posted that we're live on Twitter, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Makes me happy that we switched to YouTube and not have to worry about Twitch either, with all the Twitch stuff and whatnot.
What's going on over there, man?
I don't know.
It seems pretty lousy over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, humble brag. I think we made the best call going to YouTube instead of Twitch.
Has it made your life easier?
Oh my god, so much
Okay.
so, dude.
All right.
Oh my
See?
goodness, yes.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
I know. Oh, we also got a lot of new patrons. Let me just write their name in, and then I'll be
yay.
ready
That
to
makes
go.
me happy.
Easier. Question for the audience as I start typing these things down. Have y'all been playing that Final Fantasy? Have y'all been? Because I even put time into that. Let me tell you, this year has been it's treated me so well to video games. Ooh wee.
Awesome, Dave. What's up, buddy?
What up, man?
Boy, do we have exciting news to share next week that I think Awesome Dave would love. Just saying that out loud.
Can I just have can I just tease it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can I just, oh my God, guys, it's so, can I tease it on the main show? There's news that's coming. Fine. It's earth shattering.
It will absolutely be banger news, Dave. 1000%.
Not
that other word that Joe likes. No.
Sadly, I have to agree.
Ooh, Chris Geiger's been playing Bloodborne.
Oh, ooh, how you liking it, my friend? Oh my goodness, thank you all so much. Let me tell you something.
Oh, we're coming close to the RKG Elden Ring videos, I think.
Oh yeah?
I think so.
Oh my God, did you see the Armor Core videos?
No.
Oh my God, guys.
We're
not ready.
I don't think I'm in for Armored Core, if I'm gonna be real.
I mean, for whatever they give me, just whatever. You guys win, You guys take my money, just take it all. I don't deserve it anymore. You guys have it. And here's the thing. I also was very much debating, getting that collector's edition, and then maybe after playing that Final Fantasy, demo, was I contemplating are you out of your goddamn mind collector's edition? Who knows? We got Spider-Man on Friday, guys. Oh, I need to put that on Flash News. I almost forgot. Goodness, there's so much here. And let's do this. Let's do the first one. No, it'll be a treat. It'll be a treat towards the end. Right here. Spider-Man Friday! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Joe, you know. I really do operate like Michael Scott. Green means go ahead and don't say that. Just literally how I work at this point. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
I always love hearing about how people do the most mundane things that you take for granted, and the way that they do them really wrinkles your brain. So some of the things, like your shorthand notes, right? Like you understand them. To me, it's like, what the hell are you trying to say right now? Like those kind of things are always very intriguing to me.
Yeah, it's just, I've always been told in every writing class I've ever been in that I have a very interesting voice.
Quote unquote. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like so unflattering. It's like, just tell me I suck. It's okay. It's all right. I'm garbage.
I know I've shared this with you before.
Yes.
Years ago. And Chad, you probably have seen this video as well, but it popped up again on my TikTok, and just enjoy watching it again. And I just want to bring it back to the forefront of your mind. There was a podcast or a radio show where two hosts are talking, and the one guy is like, wait, y'all don't catch your poop when you go to the bathroom? He's like, wait, you just let it fall right into the water? What? Y'all crazy? And his co-host, it just is like, hold on a second. You catch everything with your bare hand? He's like, yeah, then I wash my hands. That's what everyone does, right? And he's just flabbergasted that he's been catching his shit for, no joke, 20 plus years. Because that's how he was taught. And I'm like, oh my God, what? Again, it's
sometimes you're taught wrong.
It's those things that we take for granted that I am just stunned how they do it.
We're blessed. Yeah, truly are. Oh my goodness gracious.
What a video. Alrighty.
All right, I will be ready in like T-minus 2 minutes.
Okay. We get a couple extra minutes of pre-show.
Yeah, just for you guys. And honestly, too, like even like when I do the time codes or whatever, um, and like I just tell people, hey, listen, this is when the show really starts, and if you want to listen, you guys can listen. You know what I mean? But I love seeing people who stick around, like during the VOD version when we're not live, to listen to us rant and rave. I just love it. It makes me feel nice. All right, almost, guys. I'm almost there. I just gotta do one more thing. Right? Oh, look at me. Join us right here, please. And also, I should have done this from the get-go, but I mean, here we are. Just gotta do a little bit more finagling. And everything's perfect, Kyle. And when I tell you everything's perfect, I mean I'm still stalling for time as we speak.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Good, God bless. Okay.
We
We
had to take my niece to field day today. Well, that's why I have a tan line on my face.
nice.
Wheeled her around from event to event. Boy, oh boy. Wheelchairs and on grass, not great.
Not great.
Not great.
Not great.
I wish they were better. But it was fun.
Hoverboards.
Oh my God, yes, please.
When are we when are we getting that technology
Well,
in?
technically, aren't those things with two wheels hoverboards or classified as hoverboards?
They're not hoverboards.
I know, but that's like what they call them, right?
That's what they call them, the youth. But like they don't these
know.
kids that didn't grow up watching Back to the Future shouldn't vote. That's what I'm just gonna say. Because if you're calling that a hoverboard,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
We used to live in a society, Kyle. You know this?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
A society for sure.
That's right. Well, we knew that hoverboards can't go on water unless you have power.
Where we needed memory cards to save our game data.
That's right.
By God.
Oh, Kyle. Oh wait. Okay, you did everything. You did all the.
Oh, I didn't write the thing.
The intro.
I didn't do the intro. I did not.
You didn't do the
no,
intro.
this is
you
from.
Liar, dude.
I forgot about that one thing.
Why do you lie? Oh my goodness. All right, so just a minute or two. Oh, hello, fellow gamers. Hello, Luke Bohr of the Xbox Expansion Pass. How are you, sir? How are you? Jeez. All right, Kyle's writing up the intro. And I, just like always, will not look at it. And I will read it and stumble on it. Because who needs a smooth intro when you can hit all the bumps in the road? That's what my grandpappy used to teach me, and that's what I'm teaching y'all right here, right now. I'm here because I love you, Dad. Oh my God, he finally started calling me Dad. What? That's what happens when you blow someone's mom's back out. They start calling you Dad.
All right, it's a simple one. No,
it's simple.
No, not a lot of jokey time.
Okay, no joke, because this one's all serious. I'm being serious about it, Kyle. All right?
Yeah, I'm serious. No more.
Right.
I'm here for the facts, and that's it.
Yeah. Not fun. Okay, you tell me when to go.
All right, I'm going to switch over to the intro. Chat, we'll see you in a second.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 328 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. This week, we recap all the games showed during the Summer Games Fest, the unfortunate Embracer news, a stellar lineup coming to PlayStation Plus, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at youtube.com/@PS Trophy Room. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, same.
I mean, Saturday alone,
Yeah.
I live reacted to 3 separate showcases for close to
Ooh,
200 games. That
ooh,
was only Saturday, not including
ooh.
Summer Game Fest, and then Xbox, and then Ubi, Capcom, quote unquote.
The
A
game's there.
lot of games, and it's exciting, but I'm just tired.
Fair. Fair. I want to just first start by saying thank you to everybody for all the really kind words over the weekend. Because we had a little family emergency here at the Joseph Moran household where my dad took a spill. Things got really scary. We're still not really out of the woods yet, but man, to wake up to all those well wishes the morning after really just filled my heart up, just knowing what type of impact we've left on people that they care so much to reach back out. And so we're fine so far. Hopefully by next week, this is just water under the bridge, but it is always scary seeing your parents get old. Like it just, you got to cherish those moments, folks. You really do. Cause it was a scary time. More on that on the Patreon show, the Console War Room, with me and Sean Capri, because there is actually a funny joke that I have towards the end revolving that situation. But all that and more. Kyle, I got a question for you. The first question of the show to kind of just get us warmed up, because today is a big day. Today is the 10th anniversary of The Last of Us. And marketing tells us that if it's a 5 or a 0 or a prime number, that we're going to get news about that thing. That's just how math and marketing works. So our first question comes from none other than Neil Druckmann.
I've heard
Twitter
of him.
post.
I've heard of him.
He wrote on Twitter, "Happy 10-year anniversary to The Last of Us. This road has had its ups and downs, but looking back, I can't deny that view. Thanks for all the love you've shown this world and its characters that mean so much to us. The Last of Us is coming your way, but until then, endure and survive." Or sorry, more Last of Us coming your way, endure and survive. So no factions news here. No Last of Us Part 3 news here. We got a cool statue from Dark Horse.
Really cool
$180
clicker one.
Yeah. So are you bummed out by this news, Kyle?
No.
No.
I think it's a fun anniversary, and just thinking about 10 years since the original, which is crazy. But I think anything more substantial is left for The Last of Us Day, which is in September. Oh, no.
So you think we're going to get something in September on Outbreak Day?
Get something, I don't know. Maybe a little bit more pomp and circumstance kind of thing.
Okay.
I have these Part 2 Mondo posters up here. Those were a Last of Us Day kind of thing. So
that's what I'm thinking. You're going to get like a cool poster celebrating the anniversary.
Yeah.
But just because, like, again, an anniversary ends in a 0 or a 5 doesn't mean they're going to show you a new game.
Yeah. We've all been burned by Mass Effect Day. We've all been burned by that day. Yep.
Yeah. So like for me, I wasn't expecting any Last of Us news, especially with the news of the delay that we reported on a few weeks ago. So like to me, I'm like, yeah, it's just gonna be a day where I remember how much I love this series. And for you, Kyle, celebrating the 10th year of The Last of Us existence, what does The Last of Us mean to you?
Oh man, it means a whole lot. I mean, it's not only my favorite game, but it is probably my favorite franchise on PlayStation. Those games that mean a whole lot to me. Their stories mean a whole lot. The characters are some of the best characters I think in video games, and not only now in video games, but to see Pedro and Bella just crush it in the adaptation just elevates the whole thing even more. Storm Reed as well as Riley. I just like, not only is that my favorite game and everything, and I tweeted about this too, where The Last of Us, shockingly, is the reason why I discovered podcasts. Because I didn't listen to podcasts at all 10 years ago, and it wasn't until like I was looking for a walkthrough for like how to get the Firefly pendants or something. I missed one or something. And I discovered IGN Podcast Beyond, and that led me to listening to Kind of Funny and then other podcasts, and
now
realizing that there were PlayStation-based shows, and now I'm here doing one. Like, it's wild. So, Last of Us it means a whole deal to me, which is awesome.
Yeah, Last of Us for me gave me my favorite character in fiction, which is Ellie. I love Ellie so much. I love her arc in 1. I really love her arc in 2. And it is one of those games and stories that is, truly one of a kind to me. So there is a very fond place in my heart for The Last of Us, just like there's a very fond place in my heart for, Super Mario or like BioShock and all those, like the greats, the games that'll always, have that memory slot in my brain. That's where The Last of Us belongs there. So if it wasn't for The Last of Us, I don't think I'd be as big of a PlayStation fan as I am today. So Neil and team, everybody that has touched this franchise in any way, shape, or form, thank you all so much. And I just love now that it's part of, pop culture at large, so that we can talk about it, and it means something, to us as it means something differently to someone who just got introduced to it in January. Like, man, this IP's cool. The Last of Us is cool.
Yeah.
So, Last of Us anniversary. Think of a fond memory. Share it in the comments. Share it in our Discord. Link in the description in there. Now, before we start squaring up the news and really just squaring up the rest of the Summer Games Fest just event, the key 3, as people are calling it, which I love. A little bit of housekeeping, of course. Go over to the Trophy Room merch store. We got our Pride line up there. And guys, gang, guess what? Next week, you are not ready, because what we got in store for you, literally in store for you guys, is amazing. So make sure your eyes are tuned into the Trophy Room store in the next coming weeks, because it's gonna be big. That said, I want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I want to thank our newest members, and really, we got a slew of them this week, so thank you all so much. Matt Valdez at the Platinum tier, Chris the Wizard at the Platinum tier, and Matthew Summerson King at the Silver tier. I want to thank our premium members, Todd Burwitz and Toxic. I want to thank our platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximus, Chris, Hybrid 748, and our gold members, Cypher Primus, Doth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androsasaur, Astronaut Jr., not to be mistaken with Astronaut Sr., The Winter Gamer. All right, you keep on putting that title in there, thinking I'm gonna read the whole thing. Maybe next week, though. Maybe you'll deserve it next week, sir. Robbie Bobby Miller, Brenton Zachary, Brenty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold ET, Tino Six Speed, N Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, and Spammin' Bammin'. If I forgot anyone's name, please message me over at Mr. Babbitt on Twitter, or message me probably on Discord. Actually, would be the best bet if I miss your name, or on Patreon, and I get you back on this list, because you know what? We're just a team of 2, and I fumble all the time. But it's because of your generosity that we look so good, sound so good, and we're able to shoot the show live over on YouTube at PS Trophy Room. And in a few weeks, we'll be starting a whole new sling of really special shows that we're excited to announce. But again, you're just going to have to wait and see there. Very excited for the weeks to come.
Breaking news.
With all that said, yes.
You forgot Dwayne Raksha.
Dwayne Raksha. See, I knew I forget someone. I knew something about this news. Didn't seem right. Dwayne Raksha. Right after Rick Arrington. Thank you so much. With that said, it's the reason why we look so good, sound so great, is because of your patronage over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So if ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation may be, it really does help us out, keeps the lights on. It makes me click away from the Manscaped emails that we keep getting. Your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Now, Kyle, it is time. Last week, we squared up the first half of Summer Games Fest. It is now time to square up the rest of the Summer Game Fest. So, Kyle, I want to start with the Xbox Showcase. Now,
Sure.
listen, we're not an Xbox show, so we're not here to, name every single game shown.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to be the cringy, here's the games also coming to PlayStation. Narf. We're here to celebrate games because Summer Games Fest is about Narf.
Narf. Okay.
Hell yeah. It's about celebrating the games and celebrating the developers. That said, I want to start with this question written in by Ace Insane over on our Discord. Again, link in the description down below. And they write, "Hey guys, despite being a PlayStation podcast, do you think Xbox might have had the better showcase for its platform? As someone who owns both consoles, I personally believe Xbox had a slightly stronger showing. Also, if PlayStation-related announcements during Summer Game Fest, such as Spider-Man 2's Day or Final Fantasy Rebirth, would have been at the PlayStation Showcase, do you think people would have found it significantly stronger?" Great question, Ace Insane, to start off the show.
Yeah.
Kyle, what do you think, man?
So that second question, if the PlayStation-related stuff would be at the showcase, would it be stronger? 1000% yes. I feel like a lot of us who are down on it, and rightfully so, I think would have maybe been singing different tunes if we got a date for Spider-Man and that Rebirth trailer was there. But it wasn't, and it's fine. And it made Summer Game Fest, I think, a stronger show on its own because of that stuff. I think Xbox killed it for what they needed to do, and they did the thing. Do I wish there was still a little bit more gameplay? Absolutely. And as a non-Xbox owner, there was a lot of really cool things shown. And it was easily, I think, maybe personally, my feelings, the second best show. Not by a lot.
Oh, okay.
Not by a lot.
Okay.
Spoiler, I think Ubi's games speak to me way more than what Xbox has
interesting. Okay, I was gonna save that for last one.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there now. But
okay, fair.
Yeah, I think the Xbox Showcase on Sunday was strong. I'm also on the side of the fence where I'm like, I think the extended showcase, while cool, I don't like them having other brand new announcements in that. That to me, that says like those games are not important enough for the main show. And like there were a ton of great things shown off, like all those ID at Xbox games that are coming to Game Pass. It's a solid list. Like Sea of Stars is on that list. You're not going to tout that on the main show that it's coming to Game Pass. That's wild. Like the High on Life DLC. I don't know. I feel like Phasmophobia, I think, was at the extended.
Yeah.
That's big news. And to not have it there and have it in this other extended showcase, a little bummed by it.
Sure.
But still, I think Xbox crushed it. They gave people a reason why you should be playing on Xbox with all the first party stuff that they showed. And it was like nonstop with very little talking, which was great.
Yeah. I saw like Fable, one of the Fable devs were like, no, what you saw was gameplay. Like they were
great.
adamant.
Okay, cool.
And they're like, that's the biggest compliment that we're getting is like, y'all don't believe us.
That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah, and like to me, I'm like, that's how I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna believe you until I see the UI and everything. Because like it didn't look way too good.
We've been burned.
Yeah, we've been burned before. Every game looks better than. Yeah, and then we get Watch Dogs. So like, I'm always apprehensive if I don't see the UI around me. Of like, am I looking at something that is there, right?
Yeah,
but. That being said, am I looking at the real deal? That being said, like, we watched it with our friends over at XEP, the Xbox Expansion Pass. Go take a listen to them. Logan makes quite a great Xbox show. Captain Logan, such a great host. But that being said, like they showed 11 games, man, of Xbox, studio games like Fable, Avowed, Starfield. Like there were so many great, great games being shown off, even by them saying, "Hey, here's our partner games like Star Wars Outlaws." That's where we first
Yeah.
saw it. And so, like to me, I'm like, yeah, they had a terrific showcase. I don't think anybody can say it and not chuckle by them going, "Yeah, PlayStation had the better showcase." Because to me, I'm like, I'm not even an Xbox guy. Like, I don't share nearly the same excitement for most of these games because I'm not an Xbox primary gamer. But like, even someone who isn't could go and take a look at Starfield and go, yeah, no, that game's gonna be on the Game of the Year list. Like that game looks incredible, right? Like there's no doubting that Fable looks great, or like Hellblade was one of the best trailers in a showcase. It was just stellar. So yeah, no, I think Xbox had the better show if we're gonna tally wins and losses here. I think they definitely needed it. They needed that win, and they need that win behind their sales, but at the same exact time, if PlayStation just put out that title or that release date for Spider-Man at their show, if they showed Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, they would have had a much better show. One of my problems with PlayStation this year was they had a lot of mini announcements at other shows. Like, for example, was it Firewall Ultra?
Was that the Future Game Showcase?
Was that the Future Game Showcase? Like, why wasn't it at your showcase?
I will say PlayStation had a hand in every showcase that I watched over the weekend.
Sure.
Every single one. There was something either brand new from coming to PlayStation and with PlayStation branding around it, or something we had already seen. I mean, PC Gaming Show had stuff. It was wild to see that they had a hand in everything.
Yeah, and I think that and I still think you could still put those games in the PlayStation Showcase. And then the people that don't tune into, every showcase has a little bit of PlayStation there. And probably we're the only ones being truly like kind of bored going, all right, how many times am I going to see Spider-Man at said trailer or said showcase? But even then it's like, y'all, we can admit Xbox brought it this year. And I'm really happy for them that they really did. They brought it. So congratulations to Team Green, man. I think you guys had one of the best showcase out there. But I want to know, Kyle, what were some of your favorite games from the Xbox showcase? Because again, we're not Xbox guys, so it's gonna be hard for us to be like, oh my god, this game. But what was the things that struck out to you?
I've always been super excited for Avowed, and I'm still excited for Avowed. I think it looks cool. I wish it was a little bit more on the darker side from that first trailer.
Sure.
But I mean, Obsidian makes nothing but banger RPGs.
All right.
So
they make great RPGs. I'll agree with that.
Sure. Yeah. They're all bangers. So I'm excited to see that pedigree is going to continue with that one.
I think my favorite thing about Avowed that I've heard about it is like, oh, this is an Outer Worlds level game. So like, it's not a game that you're going to be losing hundreds of hours into. Like, Outer Worlds is a smaller RPG, and because it's condensed, it's a better game because of that. I actually liked where like, and I want to know your thoughts on this, Kyle, where Matt Booty was like, listen, we all have to come to agreement that like games are going to take really long to make, and they're only getting longer. And I feel like, well, this is one way of shortening that development time, is just like shorten the scope of your games. Not every one of them has to be 50, 60 hours, man.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah. How many do you want me to give?
Like 3 or 4,
Sure. I think Towerborn looks super cool.
That's what I keep on hearing about. I must have
Towerborn is from, oh my god, I think it's the Banner Saga devs, Stoic, which had an Xbox Studios branding on it. So I wonder if that's similar to like when Returnal got the PlayStation Studios branding before they were bought.
Okay.
Maybe similar boats that way. But it looks like a very cool, like, if I'm thinking of the right game, the Castle Crashers like beat 'em up style of thing. At least that's what it looks like. With beautiful colors and visuals. That looked like a great time. I hope that tower, like you can upgrade that tower and have like different parts in it, because it looked like the city was on the tower. So that was super cool. I mean, let's just say it. South by Midnight. Oh my God.
You said it, not me.
I love the vibe of that game. I don't know what that game is, but I love that vibe so much.
Like the stop animation style.
Yeah, and like you know, being like in the bayou, right? It just look like you're going after like really creepy monsters or whatnot. It looks fantastic. And then like the other huge surprise, I think, won a lot of people over, myself included, Clockwork Revolution. The In Exile game. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Okay. It looked like BioShock vibes, but mixed with like some time manipulation thing. Yes, please sign me up. That was cool. That was very, very cool. And if you watch us live react with XCP to the Xbox showcase, I wasn't like blown away by it. I've now since watched that showcase twice. Since then, I'm way higher on Xbox than I was during the live reacts. I think it was way stronger.
That's awesome.
Besides the Starfield stuff.
Still not a fan.
I'm more than the live react, but like I don't know. It seems too much. It seems like too. I'm already overwhelmed.
I feel you. I gotta say, the top game shown at that Xbox event had to be Senua's Saga. I still say Hellblade 2 is the game of show there. Like it was. Oh my God, just stellar. You had the guy from IT Crowd, introduce you to the new and improved Fable, which is awesome. Everything about that, like the protagonist, him as like the giant, like all of it, I loved. But of course, like my personal game of that show is Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, which everything I hear about this game, Kyle, do you still have Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I still have it.
Okay. Wait to play it until Phantom Liberty comes out because it is a new and improved. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, it's like this is Cyberpunk like 2.0. Like this is the vision come to life.
I forget, is that's not free, right?
Phantom Liberty's not free, but the upgrades around Cyberpunk are
free. Yeah. Okay.
And it is a $30 DLC. Right now you could get Cyberpunk for $25. Like, get it. I would say buy it on sale right now. Wait till September to play it because you will be playing the definitive version of that game. And then like I gotta give props to Starfield because it looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
And guys, it's running at 30 frames. Who cares?
I don't care.
I don't care. Spoiler alert, I played the Final Fantasy demo in 30 frames. Sorry, guys.
Whoops.
I'm sorry. Some games need it, some games don't. Some people like me are too dumb to know the difference. So for me, I'm not like over the moon excited for Starfield. It is now one of my most anticipated games this year, but like I'm still way more excited for Cyberpunk. I'm way more excited for Spidey, but I gotta give props where props is due because that looked stellar. So much so that I was excited enough to splurge on myself, to treat myself.
Oh.
And this is where I have a problem with PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna say it. And I'm gonna bring it out here. What are we doing with our special edition controllers, PlayStation?
Uh-huh.
We're beating a dead horse here, but like you open up this box, which I have.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get the controller out here.
All the value is gone.
Look at that.
Look at that. Good looking controller.
Great, right? You take it out, and it's so clean too. And you drop the batteries on the floor like such. Look at that. The triggers, they're clear. You can see the little motors.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This whole controller gives me good vibes. We need whoever's doing their special edition controllers, we need to scalp them. You know what I mean? Like we need to take them, put them on our team because we need that talent here on the PlayStation side. It's not there. Have you seen the LeBron James PS5 controller? Because I have. And it's not great.
We used to have good special edition controllers. That being said, like I like the God of War one fine.
I mean, well, God of War, people give me guff about it. I like the God of War one.
I like
but
it.
It's still, that pales in comparison to what you're getting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You even got the rubber grips that will fall off eventually, but it's a nice texture.
Yeah.
So, I'm telling you, it's a really nice controller. So, yeah. Xbox, Good on y'all. You did the thing. The Ubisoft showcase, though, Kyle. I loved it, except for the presentation. Which, if I'm talking presentation, like I didn't like you could have killed some time here or there. It's semantics.
Yeah.
What they showed impressed me. What were your highlights out of that show?
Oh my god. Also, for y'all that waited to watch with us, there were some things we didn't watch because they apparently cut it from the link that Joe gave me to click on to watch. So there was a Skull and Bones song that had a little trailer playing along with it.
You know what it was, Kyle?
Closed beta. What?
It was the GameSpot one. So they must have cut it out so they didn't
get because that's probably
the
why.
Ubisoft stream was 4 hours long.
That's probably why.
And I'm not going to scrub to find all this.
Yeah, there was Skull and Bones thing. There was a Just Dance section. But yeah, I think from what Ubisoft showed, I out of the 5 big things, I was in on 4 of them. I mean, Avatar, I think looks like a great time, and it's this year. Sure, it looks like Far Cry on Pandora, and I'm okay with that. I like a good Far Cry game. I'm super stoked for the Prince of Persia game. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, yes.
Man, give me that. I just miss Prince of Persia games in general, and this looks like it's not going to disappoint. AC Mirage looks stellar. Back to the roots. I'm digging it a whole lot. Just the small little things of like, you can't use your bird to scout until you take out like the person that's on like Overwatch. Yeah, like you got to take him out first before you can survey the land and mark targets, which is awesome. I like that little amount of detail. And then, are you kidding me? Star Wars Outlaws? Come on now. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but that game just looks like a great time.
Yeah,
it oozes style. Like when you become wanted and the whole screen, you get like that wanted flashing sign and trying to go into hyperdrive and it gets interrupted and you have to like escape for a little bit and then re-engage it. I'm all sorts of in for that game. And Nyx, come on, protect that thing at all costs.
At all costs. I echo everything you said, man. Prince of Persia looks great. Pandora looks like a ton of fun. It does look like Far Cry on Pandora, and I'm kind of all in on that. So the only thing that does concern me is it's a December 7th date, which means they're trying their best to get this out during the holiday season. So hopefully it doesn't come in hot because of it. But I'm really excited for that game. And yeah, like Star Wars Outlaws, which we'll talk about in a sec, is my dream Star Wars game. Mm-hmm. So like I walked away with like most of these games, AC Mirage as well. Like most of these games, I'm walking away and I'm getting them day one. And I think if you made a showcase and I'm buying most of your games, well, I think you had a pretty darn good showcase, you know?
And even the one that I think didn't talk to us a whole lot, Crew Motorfest, still super impressed by what that game is. And the fact that you can carry over all your cars from Crew 2 into this game for free, I think is amazing. More games need to do that.
Yeah, and it gives a good respect to the players that have been with it and supporting the ecosystem.
Yeah,
100%. All right, so those are the 2 major showcase shown. Now I want to know, Kyle. Actually, Nay, I need to know. What are your top 5 best games shown at Summer Game Fest? And let's start with some honorable mentions.
Okay. I was real talk, I was a little confused while I was looking at. I was like, "Oh, you didn't have any really from Summer Game Fest. Was I supposed to not include that?" But it's fine. I'll do it off the handle. Honorable mentions is going to Alan Wake 2.
Okay. Damn.
I'm really into it. I love Remedy. I want to play it. I wanted more from that gameplay trailer. Yeah. It's just a little bit of an extended part of the story trailer that we got. I wanted to see a little bit more combat, but that's fine. I'm still so in. Another honorable mention is a game you laughed at me when I brought it up, but I genuinely cannot wait to play it. It's Ebenezer and the Invisible Worlds. It is a Christmas Carol Metroidvania where you play as Ebenezer Scrooge. And it's all hand drawn. It's beautiful. It is coming to PlayStation.
I like to hear.
It looks like a good time. I love a good Metroidvania, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I'm very, very, very excited about a game from PS Plus thing finally, but we'll get there.
Right, yeah.
Another Metroidvania that just, man, talk about oozing style. Cookie Cutter.
Okay.
Cookie Cutter is a very violent Metroidvania again. The characters and the enemies just kind of pop off the screen like stickers. That's how vibrant and clear and beautiful they look. It looks like a great time. I don't know if that's coming to PlayStation or not. I just want to highlight that. And the last,
it looks great.
And the last one, just because, I mean, what we saw of it wasn't great, but I know it's gonna be a good time, and I can't wait to play it here with you and everybody else. Party Animals.
Fair enough. That doesn't
Party
make
Animals.
a lot of fun.
Come on, I just want to play the game.
Yeah. Honorable mentions for me, and I can't believe I'm saying this one first, Kyle. You ready? Sonic Superstars.
How dare you?
It looks so good, dude. Give me, like, Sonic doesn't belong in 3D. He belongs, and he's perfectly fine in 2D animation, and 2D games, rather. He looks so cute. All his little friends look so cute and adorable. His head's bigger than his body. I need not say more. Sonic Superstars. I'm in, and it's $50 from what I'm aware. So it's not full retail, but it's still a chunk of change. And Kyle, this is the next one. Kyle, I am not lying to you when I'm saying this, okay?
No, God, I just read it. What are you, okay.
You want, okay, I'll just say it.
Just say it.
Foam Stars.
Oh boy. We have Splatoon at home? That's
yes.
Okay.
There are two reasons. A, I love Splatoon, so now knowing that I get to play a Splatoon knockoff on PlayStation and earn trophies, hopefully, I'm in on that. Second part of Foam Stars is everybody walking away out of that game echoes how surprisingly good it is. Like, I have not heard one person write something negative about that game walking out. Everybody seems pleasantly surprised, and I want to know what that hook is. Is it just because it's Splatoon on PlayStation, or is there something else there?
Yeah,
and that's what I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, because I'm thinking of, like, these are games that are like a year plus out. By the way, for the most part, that's what I'm thinking in my head for these next two. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Absolutely, I'm in. I loved what I saw there. Fable, absolutely, I'm in. I love what I saw there. Hellblade 2, I'm in, etc., etc. Those games, though, I'm thinking are about a year plus out, so my hype will wane. I want things that are more immediate. I think the only honorable mention that isn't a year away is Lies of P, which was a whole bunch of fun, but I'm still skeptical because it seems like the fan base is either you love it or you hate it.
Fair.
So I don't know yet. That said, Kyle, let's talk about the games that are our top 5 games of the show. Let's take turns with it. So you go first.
Yeah. I mean, starting off, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Come on. How can I not say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? It looks amazing. As a fan of the original, as a fan of what they're doing with the remake, it is super exciting to see them tell the story in a different way and keep us on our toes guessing while still seeing familiar sights from the original game and just how gorgeous they look in this new type of visual representation. It's everything, and the fact that it's on 2 discs, oh my god,
that's a selling point, man.
It is a selling point because of how big this game might be. Whether or not one is an installation disc like our Red Dead Redemption or not, like, there's a lot there. So if it's as big and meaty as what I want it to be, and we go as far as I'm hoping we go in this game before the end of the trilogy, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Now, was that your game of show?
That was my game of the show. Yes.
All right, so I'll start with my game of show. Star Wars Outlaws is my dream Star Wars game. And if you want to see me be a giddy little kid, you're going to watch my reactions to the Ubisoft gameplay reveal because I turned into a child. I love Star Wars so much, and Han Solo is one of, if not my favorite character in a Star Wars. Like it's literally like Mando, Yoda, and Han, like the S tier characters. So knowing that we get Kay Vess, who is also a smuggler, who's also a scoundrel, who also has similar character traits from what we could see from a Han. Like she is like super witty. She talks a whole lot of crap. Like awesome. I'm so in on this game. And I think the moment that broke me is when you're going throughout this whole level, just being a whole scoundrel, being wanted by the Empire by the end of it. You get into your spacecraft and you're just like, okay, let's get on out of here before it's too hot here, you know? I was expecting a loading screen, and to see me break out of the atmosphere into orbit blew my mind. And then seeing it become what is, and I think really the elevator pitch for this game was, what if we made Shadows of the Empire today? Because like that just reminded me of the first level of Shadows of the Empire, which is Hoth, and then you get into you rounding up AT-ATs in a oh my god, air speeder, and then just getting out of there with your own Corellian ship. Like it's awesome. I love it. So Star Wars Outlaws.
It gives me that canceled Star Wars game 1313 vibes from just the screenshots we saw way back when.
And it even has Deadeye in it. So
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, jeez Louise,
yeah.
What more can you need?
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, what's next?
I'm going a bit of a different route because I feel like we talked a lot of... We're going to have some overlap. I want to pick other standouts as well.
Sure.
Still Wakes the Deep. I dig the Chinese Room a whole lot. They made Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, PlayStation exclusive back in the day. It looks like a creepy story on... And I like the atmosphere. I'm sure there's no combat. I'm sure maybe there'll be a puzzle here or there, but just like take me away and scare me for a few hours. And I'm kind of into that. And I'm shocked the type of gamer I have become over the last 2 years.
Right.
Where give me all the horror. Like I'm digging it a whole lot. So yeah, that looked great.
Yeah. The next one, everybody sing the jingle with me. We got Idris Elba. Keanu's on stage. Cyberpunk 2077, The Phantom Liberty. I spoke how much I already love this game. Go out, buy it. Idris is in it. Oh my god, Idris is in it. Yes. Please. More. Yes. That's all.
Question, Joe.
Yeah.
This Phantom Liberty story takes place halfway through the main game, right? Roughly?
No, it takes place, I would say, more towards the end of the game.
Okay, so what I was like, your recommendation of like playing, waiting to play until it gets closer to September.
Yeah.
Will that be weaved into the main story?
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about beating the game and then going back to a previous part of the story, right?
Correct.
Great.
If I understood correctly, yes.
Great. Okay, great. That's all I wanted to know.
What's your next game?
My next one's Mortal Kombat 1.
Ooh, okay.
Not a huge fighting game fan, but I do love me some Mortal Kombat. Tekken is the other fighting game that I really, really enjoy. But every single moment of that Summer Game Fest gameplay trailer, and then Ed Boon talking about it, and then hearing everyone talk about their hands-on with it, just seems like it is going to be such a fun time. And I really kind of want to, pick up 11 and see the story, because it's been a minute since I played a Mortal Kombat. So everyone's saying like the story in MK11 and the Aftermath DLC is pretty great. And I want to know how Liu Kang became a fire god and how this whole thing got rebooted and whatnot. And Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny Cage. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
Sign me up. It looks great. The stages are incredible. Yeah. And the Cameo Fighter seems like a really fun addition. It seems like a good time. So Mortal Kombat 1 for sure.
I'll take two if you don't mind, because one of them, it was your honorable mention.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2. Yes, please.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
It looks phenomenal. And everybody walking out of that one is saying nothing but really great things about it. So Alan Wake 2, I'll be playing Alan Wake 1 during the summer to get reacquainted with it. So I'm in.
Yeah.
And then my second to last pick is Starfield. Look at I bought the controller. I must have liked that. Listen, it reminds me of what Bethesda's really good at, creating worlds you're gonna get lost in. Yes, again, it's not 60 frames per.
Yeah, who cares?
I really don't care. The one thing that sold me is like I just get to create my own spaceship. I get to put a crew in it, and I get to be Han Solo. All right, I'm in.
What is the TTD in Starfield?
Oh, the time to dick?
Yeah. Are we talking 15 seconds or
No, yeah. Someone's making a penis spaceship in 0.9 seconds.
Yeah, 1000%, right?
If the internet's gonna tarnish Legend of Zelda in less than a day, we're talking about moments after that game drops. People are making jaw dicks into the sand.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's sad how immediately I knew. But yeah, no, Starfield looks great.
Yeah.
Give them the flowers.
Yeah.
What about you, sir?
I'm gonna do two quick ones, real quick, and then I think the last one we share. So, Liza P is one of my standouts, and not based on what we saw. I know it was at the extended Xbox showcase, so I didn't get to watch that yet. But it's on here because that demo is so damn good. I had a really good time with that demo, and all my hesitation of the visual look of it when we first saw it and it not looking great to me went away when I played it and I was in the world for a little bit. Liza P is going to be pretty good. Second one is a trailer only on the vibes. So the PC gaming show, and the idea I think is so cool, and it's a genre of game that I don't play ever, really. It's a management game. Hold on. It's called Undead Inc. Hold on.
Okay.
You are basically playing as the president of Umbrella, and you run your evil corporation, and you have to manage everything. But when an outbreak happens and everything goes to shit, you take all that you've learned from that corporation and then just open up a brand new one and build it up. It's such a good idea. The trailer is incredible. I implore you to go just watch the trailer. It's called Undead Inc. It was at the PC gaming show. Pretty cool.
I'm in.
A real quick shout out, because I didn't play the game, but it's wild to see it. Citizen Sleeper 2 was also unveiled at PC gaming show.
Oh, wow.
And that game just came out. So shout out to those devs. That's pretty wild. I know a lot of people love the first game. So I want to let people know, if they don't watch the PC gaming show or didn't see that news.
Couldn't be me.
The sequel's already announced and it's coming. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's some sick turnaround.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Crowd.
Prince of Persia.
The Lost
of Crown. You put the Lost of Crown.
Oh, my bad. The Lost Crown.
Yeah.
This game looked cool, man.
Yep.
Side scrollers are awesome. You know? Give me this.
I love the way that they're using the time manipulation in this one.
Absolutely.
Like creating a copy of yourself and then using that to escape like platforming elements or getting on the other side of an attack. Man, I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. Listen, that's what we thought. Those were the best games shown at Summer Game Fest Key 3. That's not E3. But we got some questions in. One comes from Jedi Master Ren, who writes, out of all the showcases this weekend, where do you think the Summer Game Fest showcase would place amongst all of them? To me, I think it would place in third, but like a good third.
It's a good third. Yeah. If we did like a tier system, they'd all be an A, but it would be the bottom of A.
Yep. No. So it'd be.
No. It's still worth an A rank.
Right. Oh, right.
We're
gotcha.
splitting hairs, like 92, 91, 90. Like it's still in there. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Clear Wings XYZ writes, "Hey guys, hope all is well. There has been a plethora of showcases the past few weeks. My favorite was the Wholesome Direct, which was was one of the indie showcases. I think indie games will continue to carry the industry and innovate and make charming games. My question is, that do you feel that indie games are overlooked when it comes to the discussion of modern gaming? Thanks for everything." Yes.
I do think they're overlooked for sure. Obviously, that's why my other thing that I do is to highlight indies. And I do think it's unfair for sure. I think there are a lot of people who just think of an indie and think that it's,
Discount it.
yeah, they just brush off to the side because it's not going to look as good as your Halos and Uncharted's and Last of Us's and whatnot. Like, there's so many good stories in indie games, and not even if you're into story games, so many just straight up fun indie games out there. Fun party games, fun platformers, like you name it, it's out there. And it should just kind of get overlooked is wild. Like I said, on Saturday, I saw 180 games, and most, if not all of them, are indie games, and there are so many good ones there.
Yeah,
like they're out there for sure.
They're discounted for like multitude of reasons, all of which are unfair.
Yeah,
but like one of them is just like marketing. Marketing matters. So when for example, Starfield, if this was a small indie project, we'd probably be less hyped because the scope's going to be so much smaller. But at the same exact time, it doesn't have the marketing bucks that like a Xbox could give to it. Right. So one of it is marketing. It's just it may be in our zeitgeist, the hardcore gamer, but it's not in the average gamer's point of view. When it comes to indie games as well, it just comes down to also, scope. And I think it's the reason why indies are often looked at as like, hey, here are the games that are testing out things so that AAA games could take later on, and use and get credit for.
Yep.
But last but not leastly, I think when it comes to indie games, and the reason why we don't view them as highly as AAA games is because, again, marketing, we've tricked ourselves into thinking that graphics mean everything.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Prince of Persia talk.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's 2D, does it justify a $50 or $60 price? Well, guess what? I bought Metroid Dread for $60, one of my games of the year back in 2021. Of course, it doesn't matter, but just because we think, 2D must be easier to make, ergo, who cares? Yeah, Kyle.
I didn't want to cut you off, so I raised my hand.
Kyle of the trophy room. Yes.
It's similar to like when people see an animated movie and just brush it off. Oh, it's a kid's thing. It's the same thing. We heard it a bunch when we talk about how much we love Ratchet. Like, oh, that's a kid's game. Just because it's cartoony and lovable, and it's not killing other humans with guns. Like,
that's right.
Doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Yeah. Well, great points, by the way. I'm sorry. I was reading the next question. I was like, fine. Where can I fit this in?
And also, like, that is why when I saw that the Xbox Extended Showcase had that ID at Xbox there and not in the main thing with all those 10 games, like, even if that was a montage highlight reel, 30-second, 45-second sizzle, a lot of those games people are excited about, and to see that they're all coming on Game Pass. Sea of Stars is one of our most anticipated games of the year. Yep. That's coming to Game Pass and was part of that thing. Put it in there. Give more love to indies when you have a chance to. You're in charge to do it. Do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get off my soapbox.
No worries. You mind getting on Green Gorilla Gamers for me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Green Gorilla Gamer. What's up, boys? Let's just cut to the chase. Are there too many showcases? PlayStation, Xbox, Summer Game Fest, and then Ubisoft and Capcom. Wait, let's not talk about Capcom. That was me, not Green Gorilla, etc., etc. Like, I can't keep up with all this. Are we just hit with too much at once? It feels strange to say, but I don't need news on literally every single game coming out. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy game just popping in saying, hey, we're releasing in a few months. Come check it out. And that's great. I enjoy that. And it doesn't need to be for everything. But, dude, I don't know what games I'm excited for because I can't remember half of what's been shown. As for what games from Jeff's show specifically that I'm excited for, had to find an article because I couldn't remember. Party Animals got a date. Under the Waves looks cool. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 is absolutely a day one with some friends. Can't get enough of Nick F. Cage. Lies of P looks creepy as hell. Exo Primal. Dinosaurs? Yes. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando looks like it'll be a fun time. Wait for reviews on that one. LOL. Sonic Superstars has co-op. Prince of Persia, never played, but looks cool. And need I say anything about Mortal Kombat 1, Alan Wake 2, and F in Spider-Man 2 showing me Venom? And can we get an F in the chat for Knockout City shutting down on the 6th? Yeah, anyways, hope y'all have a fantastic week.
There are a lot of showcases. I get it. But I think the ones that are going to stick out to you, you're going to remember. And I think by just going, yeah, what was shown at... There was one game in particular, and let me go look up that GameSpot article. Goes to show that there are strength in these showcases. And having these big moments where all sights and all eyes are on them is important. But I do get it. There's a lot of them. And some of them, like Capcom, literally was just a hodgepodge of the trailers they showed previously at other showcases in their showcase. And they're like, here? And here's a Mega Man mobile game? Mm-hmm. Please love this. And we're just walking away disappointed. So there is... I definitely see your point, but I do lean on the side of, yeah, but there's still a lot of eyes on these games, and they're going to pop for someone,
Yeah, and for like the people out there that only play indies, a lot of these showcases are just for them.
Yeah.
Which I think is still good to have.
Yeah. The good sir writes, hello, distinguished gentlemen. Hello.
Hello.
Just a couple quick ones for you. Out of all the showcases you guys watched, which one was your favorite and why was it the Wholesome Direct? Kyle, out of all of them shown, which one was your favorite? I would say personally for me, it was Ubisoft, but I think at the end of the day, I think arguably the best showcase was probably Xbox's. What say you, good sir?
Yeah, best showcase hands down was the Xbox showcase.
Yeah.
My favorite might be Ubi.
Yeah.
But I also really loved Future of Play presented by Glitch was the showcase I watched. Was a very, very good one. A lot of really good stuff there.
Nice. Yeah. And I also just got to give props for Jeff's show, man. I really loved what they showed at Summer Game Fest showcase. Okay. 2, I know everyone here was talking about the big AAA games shown, but I'm curious, what was your favorite indie games shown? What were they? This one's all for you, Kyle, because really, when it comes to indie games, I think for me, it's just like Sea of Stars. Give me that.
Sure.
Put it right into my veins.
I mean, I talked about the Ebenezer game, Cookie Cutter. I mean, Still Wakes the Deep is technically probably an indie. Undead Inc. Beastie Ball from the devs from Chicory looks great. Viewfinder, which has a demo in the store. Go grab it and play it. That's like the Superliminal where you have to you rotate the room to advance the puzzle. What else? Oh my god, there's so many.
One more. So we're running late on time.
Little Guardsman.
There you go. Fair enough. So there you go. There you have it. Summer Games Fest has come to a close. Our part 2 coverage. I did not think it was going to last almost an hour, but here we are. Ooh-wee. Now it's time, Kyle, to square up the rest of the news. And yes, there was actually news that came out this week.
Yeah, first bit of news that needs to be squared up comes from Tom Ivan from VGC. Remember when I said his last name so very fancy?
Yep.
And then you
every time I look at it, I giggle.
You didn't bring it up until like way later.
Months. Yeah. Because I'm like, it's Ivan.
Tom Ivan from BGC writes, PS5 game streaming being tested will be offered with PlayStation Plus Premium. The feature, which is currently being tested, will be offered as an additional benefit for PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers. It will include PS5 games from the PlayStation Plus game catalog and game trials, plus supported digital PS5 titles that players own. Quote, when this feature launches, cloud game streaming for supported PS5 titles will be available for use directly on your PS5 console, Sony said. That means as a premium member, it'll be easier to jump into your favorite games without downloading them first onto your PS5 console. It added, quote, as more games continue to launch on the PS5, we look forward to adding cloud streaming capabilities for PS5 titles in addition to the PS3, PS4, and classic titles that are already available for premium members to stream. We're in the early stages right now, and we can't wait to share more details when we're ready, including a launch timeframe. Last month, Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan said PlayStation was gearing up to reveal, quote-unquote, aggressive plans in the cloud gaming space. Quote, we observe mobility in gaming habits to be an increasingly important trend, and the cloud will be fundamental to allowing us, or indeed anybody else, to exploit that trend, he said. We do have some fairly interesting and quite aggressive plans to accelerate our initiatives in the space of the cloud that will unfold over the course of the coming months, end quote. More recently, Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida said technical issues remain with cloud-based gaming, calling the technology, quote-unquote, very tricky, but a challenge we want to take on.
So, they're going to start giving us some cloud-based games via the premium tier of PlayStation Plus, which is part of the big news that they were sharing earlier, because this is the 1-year anniversary of the new PlayStation Plus rollout. So this is them kind of promising us, hey, listen, we get a premium tier, though is actually more popular than we let on. We're gonna buff it up with some streaming capabilities, and I think this, coupled with the news from Jim Ryan back in the day with that showcase of showing off the Project Q Lite, we're starting to see PlayStation's plans of what they want or what they think of streaming in the coming future. So Kyle, I want to know what you think. Do you think we're gearing up for a thing where it's like, hey, listen, Project Q is this equivalent of the Logitech Cloud G gaming device, where it's like you're playing all these games on the go. It's not the beefiest piece of hardware because it relies on Wi-Fi or just good 5G connection to run these games. What do you think?
I don't know, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough.
I
love how you answered it like you're a loss.
Yeah, I don't know. Where were you on the night of the? I don't know.
Oh, I was right here.
The Project Q handheld thing is exciting for me. Just to be able to play games upstairs in my bed and have that option, or out like in the hammock, whatever. Essentially a Switch just to have around my house, just paired with the console. But when it comes to other cloud-based things, it's just not something that I will actively seek out to do. Mm-hmm. So I'll be honest, I don't put a lot of thought or effort into learning about it because it's not something that I'm going to do.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, for me, with my current job, it's something where I'm like, yeah, I have like a good hour to kill on my lunch break, so I can go and pull out a Project Q or pull out my Switch. Like, that's where I'm kind of excited to see where this could kind of go if it goes here, because that's actually part of the service I would probably use the most. Would be like pulling out my Project Q on my lunch break and playing a quick little ditty before I get back to work. So to me, I think this is actually pretty cool news. It's pretty exciting, and it's them catching up to their competition and putting out something that can compete. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. Also, it goes to note as well, I don't know if I put it in the flash notes. No, I did not. The most successful game on the platform has been, in terms of like downloads, has been Stray on PlayStation 5. And the game with the most hours on the new service is Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh.
PlayStation 5 version has the most hours played. So awesome to see. They're tracking those stats. They're seeing what's working. They're seeing what's not. And I would be surprised if not some of those games that we saw on the showcase are going to show up on PlayStation Plus eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Kyle, here's some sad news, and it's a long one, so everybody buckle on in here. It's a doozy.
Wesley Linpool from IGN writes, Embracer to close studios, cancel games, and lay off staff after $2 billion deal falls through. In an open letter to the company's 17,000 staff, CEO Lars Windfors said Embracer will decrease spending across the board, reduce third-party publishing, and, quote, put greater focus on internal IP and increase external funding of large-budget games, end quote. This morning, we announced a restructuring program across the Embracer Group that will make us a leaner, stronger, and a more focused, self-sufficient company, Windfors said. Embracer is known as a massive games holding company that gobbed up developers, publishers, and properties over the last decade. Its empire includes companies such as THQ Nordic, PlayOn, Saber Interactive, Gearbox, Middle-earth Enterprises, Dark Horse Media, Coffee Stain, Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, Asmodee, Amplifier, Deep Silver, and many others. In December, Amazon Games signed a deal with Embracer-owned Crystal Dynamics to support the development of and publish the next mainline Tomb Raider game being made in Unreal Engine 5. Embracer recently released Dead Island 2, which Windfors called, quote, one of our greatest successes so far, end quote. Last year's Saints Row fared less well, however. Embracer is also behind the troubled Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, which is currently in the hands of Aspyr. Windfors hit the headlines last month when a mystery $2 billion deal fell through unexpectedly at the last minute. The partnership supposedly involves, quote, many of the highest rated global advisories on board with several hundred people engaged on both sides, end quote. And final paperwork was even finalized the night before the company's latest financial report was due out. The day after, in a video call announcing the company's financial report, a visibility shaken, Windfors struggled to explain the catastrophic impact the collapse of the deal would have on the company. Now we are seeing that impact. Quote, Embracer currently engages close to 17,000 people, and while that number will be lower by the end of the year, it is too early to give an exact forecast on this, Windfors said. It is painful to see talented team members leave. Our people are what make up the very fabric of Embracer. I understand and respect that many of you will be worried about your own position, and I don't have all the answers to all questions. I want to be clear that the decisions about this program were not taken lightly. Embracer will now start a thorough review process for investments in new game development projects. Windfors warned the company will have an increased focus on accountability across the group, ensuring performance is in line with or exceeding current targets. The potential impact from this process will almost entirely be around unannounced projects, Windfors said, which means all announced quote-unquote significant releases will still be released as planned.
Man, this sucks. I mean, there's just no way about it. Like, this is catastrophic. It's careless.
Yeah.
And they're going to lose so many really great people because of just this careless ambition. You know, to hear one of the quotes of just like, yeah, we're gonna, you know, hopefully by sometime soon we'll be able to be, you know, back into the green here. It's like, come on, this is nonsense. And even when they say we employ or we engage 17,000 staff, it's like that company's huge. And when he goes on to say, like, you know, it's these talented folks that make Embracer what it is. Like, what makes Embracer? You literally like formed like 3 years ago, just been gobbling up everything. Like, there is no true form to this company other than just things you gobbled up by sheer investment in outside, you know, places.
Your only identity are the things that you bought.
Yeah. And when I hear things of like, yeah, we're going to use the Lord of the Rings IP to its fullest capability, I'm like, that scares the ever-living Christ out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's them saying, hey, we're going to just start churning out some movies. We don't care how many Golem games get made from here to Timbuktu because we need this cash. This is just a disaster, and I feel so bad for all these people. I truly believe this is probably the end of Embracer that we're seeing, because not only, if I worked at Embracer, I would be looking for somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So not only are you going to be losing some really talented developers because you have to lay some of them off, but I would be surprised if not the majority of that workforce is looking somewhere else right now. Just utterly careless, and just, I don't know, the audacity from the CEO. to think this plan was going to go through smoothly and swimmingly, to have over 138 studios and think you had any which way to fund it. You had a promise via someone's word, and that's what you were going off. It's just ridiculous. Truly is.
Yep.
I don't know, Kyle. What do you feel? What do you feel about this news?
Same sentiments. It's so unnecessary to even be at this point. Like, this whole plan of just buying everything that he possibly could in sight is giving me the same vibes of a grown man who's still using daddy's money.
Sure.
Right? Like, he has access to the credit card, but he doesn't have the money. And he's just going about buying things up just because
he can. He's the kid on Succession.
Hey, sure. I get that reference. It sucks because good people, talented people are now affected by it. And it's just a very bad mismanagement of money and funds and just bandwidth. And it sucks. I hope that these teams and people of the part of these teams land on their feet if they get laid off. Obviously, it's wild. I don't think we'll ever see anything like this ever again.
No, I've seen some people try to equate what Microsoft's doing with this. I'm like two totally different beasts.
Yeah.
Like no. For this, what I'm seeing here is honestly the thing that I think of is like, I hope Eidos is okay, because like Crystal is fine. Like, Crystal has multiple projects it's working on. I'm just worried about where Eidos is, because I think they're such a brilliant studio and they deserve more recognition, more respect than they often get. And I hope they're okay. But something tells me the places with like your Eidos, your Crystals, they're gonna be fine.
Your Gearbox,
smaller, your Gearboxes, those are probably gonna be the holy trinity of Embracer. I think everything else though is kind of on the line here, and that saddens me. Ghetto Berry writes in, just like you can too, over on our Discord, and writes, "Good evening, my fellow exquisite gentlemen." What's with all my handsome young gentleman likes to talk? I like it. Keep it going. While Crystal Dynamics confirms no impact of making the new Tomb Raider game, whilst Embracer undergoes heavy restructuring, do you think they're referring to just the game itself or the franchise as a whole? I do love me some Lara Croft adventures, and so I hope the games continued beyond the next one and the upcoming anime. Much love to you guys. Keep up the great work. Doodly pip.
I didn't know there was a Tomb Raider anime.
I'm in.
That's kind of cool.
Dope. Yeah, I think this franchise in a whole is safe.
Sure. I even if Embracer somehow backs out of Crystal, I think someone's going to swoop in real fast and help out Crystal and Tomb Raider itself. That's an iconic franchise. You can't just you can't just leave it out and let it go. You know?
Yeah. Same. I think I'm hoping. My hope is like a lot of these studios find homes. You know?
Yes.
I like, honest to God, when I heard this news, I'm like, okay, Microsoft, listen, I'll allow this one. Go take Crystal, keep them safe.
Sure,
keep them safe.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know, a lot of, and then like a lot of these studios are tied to other like weird deals. So like, even let's just say like, you know, Embracer goes tits up, right? And you know, someone needs to go out there and buy Crystal Dynamics. Which I just love the term tits up. I think it's hilarious. Like, would Microsoft swoop in? Because then they have that Amazon thing that they're working on. This is an Amazon game. So like, what would happen there? There's a lot of like weird mechanics going on behind the scenes here.
Yeah.
That I'm interested in, but it just sucks at the same exact time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, listen, that was the bummer news. Now it's time for some flash news. Gotta run. Gotta fast. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. All right, Kyle, I'll read this one so you don't have to. You ready?
Okay.
And you don't have to react to it because I got nothing here either. But
okay.
I gotta say it because it is news and we're not experts, so we'll only announce what's here in front of us.
Okay, you'll get my deadpan reaction.
All right, ready?
Okay.
Microsoft an Activision deal temporarily blocked by the U.S. This comes from PlayStation Lifestyle's very own Zermina Khan. Why the Microsoft deal has been temporarily blocked, and what's next? The U.S. District Court of Northern District of California has barred the Activision and Microsoft deal from coming to a close until it has considered the FTC's argument for a preliminary, god damn it, words, injunction. If the FTC is granted an injunction, then the Microsoft and Activision deal won't be able to merge until the FTC presents its case and a ruling is made in favor of the companies. Should the FTC fail to get an injunction, it can still present its case, but Microsoft and Activision will be able to close the deal. For now, Microsoft and Activision will be able to merge this month as previously expected, and their deadline of July 18th is fast approaching. Microsoft sees the accelerated legal process as a win because it wants to avoid any complications that might stem from missing the aforementioned deadlines. Man, those are some weird legal words that I tripped on over.
It happens.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this means, but it's up for your interpretation. Go yell about it in the comments.
The more you know.
No, listen, Microsoft was expecting this. I think they are now just trying to, configure a way to get this thing completed.
Sure.
That's what it kind of just reads to me. All right, next part of the news, and this is something we could actually talk about. Persona 3 Reloaded and Persona 5 Tactica also coming to PlayStation following an announcement of both games during Microsoft's Xbox Game Showcase on Sunday. That's right, both the Persona games here.
Yeah.
And
a brand new Atlas RPG was shown off too, which no news if it's coming elsewhere, which is a cool get for Xbox if it stays that way.
Yeah, if it stays that way, that's a huge
it's big.
For Xbox.
It's very big.
Yeah. And even if it's just like on Game Pass and it comes, like that's still
huge.
Still big.
Yeah.
That being said, cool. Awesome. What we told you last week's coming to fruition.
Yeah, I do think it's a bummer, even though I have no history with Persona 3, that they are doing the base game remake and they're leaving out a lot from like the portable and the FES version. Similar to Persona 5 Royale that introduced a female protagonist. Persona 3 also has that, but they're not including her at all in the remake, which I find weird. But it's still exciting. No doubt.
I mean, maybe it's just the version that they're remaking is the one that they had in the drawers.
Could be the one that they found the USB flash drive with, and oh, we got it, we can do it. Oh, it's only the base game. Oh, we'll still do it.
Well, whatever. Yeah, maybe that's probably.
Okay. Unit in chat saying they are adding the FES content, just not the extra campaign. Okay, cool. Thank you for checking me on that. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Maybe I'll actually try Persona 3 Reload. Maybe.
I mean, you say that. We all know it's not happening.
I'm gonna fall asleep right now.
How do you feel about the tactics game, though? Are you a tactics person? I forget.
I'm usually a tactics person. This one did not.
It didn't do it.
Great.
Okay. All right,
it didn't inspire confidence in me. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
All right. This one's some big news here. New Flash news.
Can I take it? Can I take this one?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Here are your PS Plus Extra June 2023 games. Far Cry 6, PS4, PS5. Teenage Mutant Ninja... Oh, what happened to my voice there? Oh my god, it cracked. Going through puberty. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, PS4, PS5. Absolutely play this game if you have Extra. Please. Are you kidding me? It's finally happened. Rogue Legacy 2. Oh, it makes my heart sing. Coming to PS4, PS5. Inscription, PS4, PS5. Play Inscription. Solstice, PS5. Tacoma, PS4. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, PS4. Killing Floor 2, PS4. Lonely Mountains Downhill. Vampire, The Masquerade. Coteries of New York, PS4. 100 Days Winemaking Simulator, PS4, PS5. A Hat in Time, PS4. Carto, PS4. Cute game, cute indie. Forger, PS4. Dodgeball Academia, PS4. Heard nothing but great things. The Wild at Heart, PS4. Redout 2, PS4 and 5.
Ooh.
Thief, PS4. MX versus ATV Legends, PS4 and 5. Paw Patrol, Mighty Pups, Save Adventure Bay, PS4, PS5. My Friend Peppa Pig, PS4, PS5. DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace, PS4, PS5. Those are all great games if you have kids in the house. Just saying that. The Talos Principle, Deluxe Edition, PS4. Heck yes, I'm just excited to try that one out. And Elex 2, PS4 and PS5. It's a great.
What about them? What about them PlayStation Premium games, though, Kyle?
Oh, let's talk about the PlayStation Premium games. It does have 2 PS1 games and 1 PSP game, the latter of which is Gorilla Cambridge's isometric Killzone spinoff. It's unclear what games will support trophies, but it's likely that Killzone will be the only one since it's the only first-party title, and those games are Killzone Liberation, PSP, Worms, PS1, and Herc's Adventures, PS1.
If Killzone Liberation has trophy support, Kyle, I am going balls deep.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Go for
it. Tits up and balls deep. That's what I'm doing.
That is
Killzone Liberation.
That is a stellar month.
Dude, yeah.
A great mix of really good indies mixed with some really big things.
Right? You got Ratchet as well, right? Like, that's just...
Yeah.
Dude... This service keeps on getting better and better. I'm really digging what it's turning into, and just on the indie front alone, like Rogue Legacy, Inscription, like these are huge. It does need to start cycling a little bit bigger in terms of like maybe we just get an indie every like one cool special indie a month. You know what I mean? Like with Humanity last month.
Yeah, which
Chia.
is technically Rogue Legacy 2 here because it's not
true.
It's not like you could have bought that separately beforehand. No, it's coming June 20th for PlayStation finally. I'm a little confused as to why that was not a big promotion thing as part of the PlayStation Showcase or more of a big deal here in this lineup. They kind of just threw it in there. Like Rogue Legacy 2 is pretty big on the indie front. People love that game. It's been out everywhere and people just absolutely can't stop singing its praises. And it's the sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, so obviously I'm excited for it. It's a little weird it's just kind of thrown in there and doesn't have that Stray branding or that Humanity branding of like play day one PS Extra, you know?
And maybe that's just because it was play it on Game Pass and maybe there's some weird deal somewhere.
You're right. Could be.
All right, Kyle, and Spider-Man on Friday, you get to go and fight on that digital line to get a copy of the collector's edition where it's you got that 19-inch Venom statue. Ooh-wee. I cannot wait to fight over getting denied on PlayStation Direct. Yeah. That's the only way you get it. That's great. That's just fantastic.
Have fun, y'all. I wish I could join you. Probably not getting it, but it's fine.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That said, Kyle, what you've been playing is going to surround one game.
Sure.
One game and one game only.
Okay.
That is Final Fantasy 16. The demo. No spoilers whatsoever. This is going to be very surface level. So, Kyle, I want you to ask me some questions. I played
because spoiler,
2 hours.
I haven't played it yet. I'm going to before next week for sure.
Which is awesome because you're the Final Fantasy nut. Yeah. And I'm the total noob. So take it away.
Since it came out, like I've had nothing but family things that I had to go do. I was so tired I couldn't play. So they're telling me that the demo is very cutscene heavy. It's the beginning of the game, right? And then it unlocks some combat stuff. So combat, I'm sure you loved, but more importantly to me is how are you digging Clive's story and what it's setting up in 16? Did you feel the length of just story being thrown at you, or were you checking your phone, or were you locked in as to what they were telling you?
So it's purposely out of order. That's what I'll
just
say. So
good.
There's some characters that I don't know and some things that are happening behind the scenes that I'm not aware of. And I think we'll get that information as time goes, or maybe I'm just a big dumb idiot. But it is very cutscene focused, which sometimes worked in its benefit. These cinematics are incredible.
Sweet.
Just incredible, like over the top. Like it reminded me of like just a really good like anime. Even like it reminded me of Akira in a bit because
okay.
it's pretty bloody. It's like pretty gory. And it surprised me for Final Fantasy 16. And I think the one thing that I gotta mention here, Kyle, is I don't know Final Fantasy for being, because again, I'm totally like I'm a noob to the series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know it that much for being medieval inspired.
Yeah.
I always think of it as like this
Sci-fi.
weird either like sci-fi or contemporary like piece. Like Final Fantasy 15 had like cell phones you're calling
you
people
drive
on, like,
around in a car and stuff.
exactly. Like Final Fantasy 10 you had pop stars. So like this is kind of a culture shock for me
Sure.
as someone whose only Final Fantasy they've beaten is Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the tonal shift of this game, I'm digging a whole lot more, because a lot of Final Fantasy is like, hey guys, I know it's about to be the end of the world, but as long as we're friends and we do this together, we're gonna win. It's like this one more has the energy of like, hey, is this your best friend? I'm gonna bash their face in with this rock and you are helpless to watch. Like,
Whoa. So the Game of Thrones comparisons are like
apt.
Awesome.
Apt. As a Game of Thrones fan, I will say, some of it's like, I see where you're doing. I see where you're getting this from.
Okay, all right.
But at the same exact time, I'm loving this darker, more mature tone. And it's not because they get to say, right? It's not because they say shit. It's because the story that they're telling isn't the power of friendship. It's something at times a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot more sinister. So the story of Clive, where it ends, I am really eager to find out what the hell just happened. That's where I'm at right now. So the story, I'm actually for a Final Fantasy game, pretty hooked on it.
That's awesome.
I want to know what happens next.
So,
but it is very cutscene heavy, at least in the first 2 hours. Not to say that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, obviously you got to the combat stuff.
Oh yeah,
Joe, you got to tell me, as somebody who was a little skeptical upon first seeing it.
Yep.
Am I stupid for being skeptical?
You're not dumb. You have every right to be skeptical because this isn't the turn-based that you know.
Sure, but is it on the levels of like FF7 combat, but just cranked up to 11?
Yes.
Great.
So, and what I mean by that is like it still feels like Final Fantasy, like how the levels are kind of laid out. It's kind of like, you know, get to point A to point B to point C, and some cool enemies are going to show up. Like the layout of a Final Fantasy game is still here for what I know of. The combat itself, Kyle, is electric. That's the only like adjective that I could give. It's really quick. It's really fast paced, and it's just a ton of fun. It to the point where I was getting to close to the end of the demo, and I was just like, okay, cutscenes are cute. Let me just bash these things' faces in.
Okay.
And it's still that extra where like there's this mini boss, quote unquote. Like you'll find some mini bosses that have like the most extra entrance of all time. You're like,
I love
there's
it.
Final Fantasy. Like, yeah. So extra. Like this, I saw one post. It was 100% on board. It's like, this guy thinks he's the main villain of Final Fantasy.
Yeah. It happens.
The combat's stellar. The only thing I will say, Kyle, is two things. Sometimes it's a little bit too fast and there's too many particles on screen. So because it's a little bit too flashy, I've made some mistakes. And the icon fights, I think you're going to be right about.
Okay.
They're cool, but they kind of overstay their welcome a little bit.
Okay.
But they're grandiose, man. Like this game is just grandiose.
It's a spectacle for sure.
It really is, dude.
Sweet.
Especially the icon fights. They're a spectacle.
Okay.
Right?
Sweet. How long is the demo?
About 2 hours. You could stretch it out further. I just beelined it though because I wanted to get this all out there. But yeah, it's a good meaty 2 hours. That once you put down the controller, you're like, when's next week?
Yeah. Did you get a good sense of like upgrading skills and leveling up, or is simple just like go beat something up, get a feel for the combat, and that's it?
Yeah. Go beat
Okay.
something up. There's a few gadgets and gizmos that you can upgrade, but really it seems like the Clive that you have, like all the armor and stuff, like that's the Clive you're gonna have.
Awesome.
Like there's no big cosmetic differences.
Okay.
So far. Yeah.
And is Torgal the best boy already?
If they harm a hair on this pup, if someone hits this pup, I am gonna I'll lose it. I said I'll say it again right here, right now. If there's just a fur missing,
yeah,
off that little boy's head,
yeah,
I'm gonna make it look like John Wick was a episode of Sesame Street. He's so cute, and
You hear that, Yoshi P? Joe will come for you.
And here's the thing that scares me.
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones, they do kill the dogs.
Yes, they do.
They kill the dire wolves and they parade around their head.
Uh-huh.
And if they're going that deep into it, I kind of actually do need a trigger warning. Like I do need.
Fair.
Like I think I will actually message Ben Starr and go, "Hey, bud, I know our interview's next week, but just keep it between you and I.
Uh-huh.
I need to know so I can know."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's fair.
Just like the scene in John Wick, I can't take it when dogs die. But he's a cute little boy, and he's just a pup in this demo, so I didn't get to see the combat stuff with him.
Okay.
But I'm very impressed, man.
Sweet. And yeah, like Joe mentioned, next week we're gonna finally put out the Ben Starr interview for everyone to listen to. So look forward to that. It's gonna be a very Final Fantasy centric episode next week, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. And so far, man, this is a really great game. Like, I'm not a Final Fantasy person. I'm excited for a Final Fantasy game. That should be telling you something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is it next week yet?
God, I hope. But right now,
does it come out 21st, right?
22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now, Kyle, all I need to know is one thing. Are you holding on to something?
My water.
Uh-oh, blasphemy. I'm holding an Xbox controller. Here, I'll balance it out with a PlayStation controller.
Sure.
Ready? Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals headed to the PlayStation Storefront. On June 13th, Danmaku Unlimited 3 on PS4. Come on, guys. Why are you giving me all the hard names to pronounce? Like, it doesn't get any easier.
Nope.
Dordgog on PS5 and PS4.
Dordogne.
How did you get that out of that?
Oh, because we've covered. It's an indie game. I've talked about it a bunch. So.
Say it again.
Dordogne.
Go f yourself. That's D-O-R. You got an N in there?
Dordogne.
Where do you get the Enya sound from, the G and the N?
I don't know. I could be saying it wrong as well, but I'm pretty sure that's closer than Dordogne.
All right, you got me. The Gray Hill incident on PS5. I wonder why people like when I say these words. Like, they just want to see a dyslexic person trip. You know, you guys are something else.
Maybe.
June 14th, Brave Soldier Invasion of Cyborgs on PS5, PS4. Far World Pioneers on PS5 and PS4. June 15th, Crime Boss Rockway City on PS5.
Good luck. If you're gonna the worst review game of the year, I think.
Oh, really?
That's the one with like Vanilla Ice is a character in it, and
bless.
Yeah. All right. It's not great.
Fall of Porcupine.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Good time.
PS5, PS4. Layers of Fear on PS5. Pixel Ripped 1978 on PSVR 2. Ooh-wee. Steel Assault on PS5, PS4. And on June 16th, The Alchemic Cutie on PS5, PS4. Ooh-wee. F1 23 on PS5 and PS4. Thank you for making that transition seem normal. And Park Beyond on PS5. I would also like to mention on the drop, you thought I'd forget, Armored Core previews dropped, and everybody's singing this game's dang praises. Ooh-wee. I am so dang excited. It looks so good.
Nice.
Looks so good. August, let's go. And now it's time for our favorite segment of the night and our last segment of the night, the Sony Pony Express.
Yeah. Oh.
Bertos Maximus writes in, just like you can too if you add us at PS Trophy Room on Twitter, but please only say nice things. Or you join our Discord server and you ask us questions there. We ask each and every Wednesday. You guys drop them in there, and we try to get as many as we can in on every show. So Bertos asks, question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah. Guys, there are a lot of titles coming out. Coming out. My big four ones are Spider-Man 2, Starfield, Avatar, Star Wars. My question is, out of the two massive space games, here which one are you more excited for, Starfield or Star Wars? As always, keep doing what you do best by bringing us the best podcasts out here from your friend from across the pond. Oh, stay safe and keep hunting. All right, Kyle. I understand Starfield is massive. It's doing so many things, all the stuff, procedurally generated worlds.
Yeah, it's impressive.
If you interact with one thing, why would you kill a man on a planet? His body will stay there. It's extremely painful. And you could walk away, you could go into another planet, his body's decomposing. It's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Star Wars. Come on.
Yeah, Outlaws looks great.
Oh my god, it's my dream game. The game it's here. It's this and a Mandalorian game, and you know the game is coming. Sure. You know it's a games of service game that I will be just thinking. If you think I sunk my savings account into Fortnite, trust me, I got my kids' college, loans or whatever. I'll be jumping into this.
Yeah.
Star Wars, always, and no disrespect to Starfield, because again, it's very impressive, very beautiful, very cool looking too. Star Wars always will be. All right. Katie writes in, hello, Joe and Kyle. Hope you guys have recovered from the past week/weekends, kind of, sort of. All the announcements, all the things. This year is stacked. Personal favorites of mine are obviously Star Wars Outlaws, because, come on, it's Star Wars. See, Katie gets it. Avowed, I knew absolutely nothing about until it was shown off during the Xbox showcase. Another RPG to add to the list, and one that is set in the Pillars of Eternity universe, which I already love. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, which is an entire game, is getting a complete overhaul and will feel like a brand new game. Last but not least, Starfield. That direct was very well done. I asked and they delivered. This game is definitely going to be my Tears of the Kingdom. So, as I said, this year has been crazy, and it looks like it will continue to get crazier in regards to games. This brings me to my question. What were the craziest years for the previous generations of consoles? PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and what has been the craziest time for the PS5 so far, if not this year? That's great. So, Kyle. Oh, sorry. And she adds by saying the past week has been crazy with announcements. So well done at keeping up to date with it all and creating such an awesome time as you always do. Thank you so much. I love you. And don't worry, I have nearly finished Survivor.
Hey.
She's right about to.
Sweet.
She's on the last level.
Sweet.
Oh, the road to greatness is going to be great. Patreon.com/@PS Trophy Room. Be there, be square. Okay. This year is the craziest year for PS5. And I would say that this year is the craziest year in gaming. Honestly.
Do you really think it's the craziest year of PS5?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Why? What do you say?
I mean, I feel like last year's was a bit crazier with the amount of first party stuff. If we're strictly talking about PlayStation. Yeah. It's still great, don't get me wrong, but yeah. I feel like there were 5 or 6 things last year that were pretty major on PlayStation side of things.
I mean, we got God of War, we got
Last of Us Part 1, Gran Turismo, Forbidden West.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, you got Elden Ring, greatest game of all time.
Yeah. And
then you got God of War, arguably the greatest sequel of all time. I'm just thinking about games in general. I'm not just putting them in the PlayStation camp.
Oh yeah.
So for me,
well, you said greatest year of PlayStation and greatest years of all time, so that's why I'm bringing that up.
Oh, okay, then that's a good argument. You could say that.
Yeah.
I would still say this year because of
Oh yeah.
Resident Evil 4,
Sure.
because of Dead Space and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, this year's obviously stacked and great. I do want to highlight the year. I mean, it was a terrible year for other reasons. 2020 was a pretty great year for PlayStation and gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima within a month of each other. Get out of here. Final Fantasy VII Remake finally. Come on, Doom Eternal. Get out of here. It's a great year as well. But yeah, this year is stacked. When I think of September, October, come on. there's too many things that I want to play.
Yeah, I think for the PS4, I think 2020 was probably the year.
Yeah.
That or 2018, because you had God of War and you had Spider-Man.
Yep, that was a good one.
In like 2020, you had the Persona 5 R. You had.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why did I say it like an old man? But you had Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Yep.
Then you had Last of Us Part 2. Then you had Ghost of Tsushima. So like it was a really great end cap to that console.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so much more that I'm probably forgetting. I'm just going off the hip.
Yep.
But I do think this year is the greatest year in gaming.
Yeah.
But and I hate when people go, well, what about 1996? Listen, I get it. Crash Bandicoot came out in 96. Super Mario 64 came out. Resident Evil, Diablo. It's like we're good. Like, oh my God. Pilot Wings, like a great year in gaming. But just think about it here. Yeah, two of the best remakes, Dead Space and Resident Evil 4. You have Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is the best sequel ever made. And then you have Diablo 4, and then you have Jedi Survivor, the best Star Wars game ever made. Like now you have Final Fantasy, of a next mainline Final Fantasy game, which looks like it's going to be one of its best. Then you have Starfield, which is, a premier studio that is Bethesda working on it, with Spider-Man 2. And like there are still games that I'm forgetting. So like to me, this year is the best year in gaming, bar none. But
sorry for laughing.
What? You're laughing at me. What?
I've never heard of someone listing off incredible games, life-changing games for some, and then end it with Pilot Wings.
You're right.
That's it. It just caught me off guard.
I like Pilot Wings. But like that said, like 2009 wasn't a slouch. You got Modern Warfare 2, which was great. Batman Arkham Asylum, which really started this whole thing off.
Yeah.
Infamous, remember that?
I do remember that.
Wolverine, X-Men Origins.
Sweet.
Remember that was the only one we had.
That was made by Raven, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. We had an Avatar game in 2009 too.
Wild.
2010, you had Red Dead Redemption, Mass Effect 2, StarCraft 2, Mario Galaxy 2, like Fallout New Vegas. Are you kidding me?
That was a good year. That was a good year.
Civ 5, the best Civilization. Halo Reach, the best Halo. Call of Duty Black Ops, which made my favorite meme for for decades, which was Call on Duty Black Ops, and I just always laugh when I see Carl Winslow on the cover. It makes me laugh. A Bad Company 2, Super Meat Boy, tons of great stuff, man. So even all that said, and I know everybody looked at 2008, got Fallout, Grand Theft Auto, but point made, it's this year. I'll fight you on it. Kai, would you like to take the next question on the list there? Because I can't find it.
Sure. Una writes in, hey guys, hope you both are doing well. I have a question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw. What has been your favorite video game logic moment in a game? I have started playing GTA 4 this past week, and other than the horrible PC port, it has been fun. And while playing last night, I encountered one of the things for 100%, and it had this video game logic moment involved where as the player, I just had to go with it. So I throw the ball to you guys. What is your favorite video game logic moments?
Video game logic.
So, like, things that might not make sense in the real world, but in a video game setting, you just kind of, it makes sense.
I mean,
we brought it up during Ubi.
Go for it.
Of like, I love in Assassin's Creed where a guy just jumps from a rooftop down to the ground level and no
Yeah.
one cares.
Yeah.
No one's like, oh, look, there's a dead body. That guy just stabbed him. All right, let's just
Like-
go about.
Yeah, like in Spider-Man, where like you're webbing people to the ceiling. No one can look up. Everybody has neck pain like me.
Exactly.
Same with Batman.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one is, or like you just enter a bush and no one can see you.
Or throwing a trap down and makes zero noise and no one hears it.
No one hears it. But I love like there'll be times where it's like just one bush. It's not even like a bushel of bushes, right? It's just one little measly bush you're hiding in.
Yeah.
And like your arms sticking out, your legs are sticking out, but like no one can tell.
Yeah, or like, from what I know of Metal Gear and again Assassin's Creed, any game where there's stealth and you raise the meter and they're looking for you, and then they just give up and go straight back to the same line that they were going. It's like, oh, you know what? It's fine. I guess they're gone.
Love it.
Yeah.
That said, Kyle, here's the last question. Okay, you ready for this?
Ready.
I found it because now you know what it is with this black backdrop that we have on the notes. Everything looks like it's in bold, and I get lost.
Oh,
right.
That's fair.
M9 Prime writes in question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah. Imagine you're in. What is this?
You're in an Encino Man situation.
Encino Man situation, and you just thawed out Brendan Fraser. You want to start him on his PlayStation journey. So the question is, which generation do you start him at? PS1, or do you throw him into gaming in the more current generation? What's the first game you have Encino Man play? So now I gotta look up Encino Man because I know.
You've never seen Encino Man?
I think if I see the cover, I'll know what Encino Man
Yeah,
is.
they uncover a caveman that is stuck in ice in like his backyard or something. It's Pauly
Shove you
Shore.
right there. It's Pauly Shore, yeah.
And I forgot the other dude, but yeah, Brendan Fraser is Encino Man, and they thaw him out.
Sean Astin, yeah.
Oh,
Rose
wait,
McGowan,
really?
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Where do I start him on his PlayStation journey?
I know, I definitely. The memories are coming back to me.
There you
dude.
go. There you go.
He got Samwise in there.
Yeah. Oh man, this is tough.
So I'm looking at all this. This is definitely it's coming back to me.
I don't know if I would go PS1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would go modern with PS5 either. I don't know. I'm trying to narrow down to like what game.
Yeah.
What game do I show him to be like, this is what PlayStation's all about, and also you know nothing about video games.
Well, why not? Why not Toomba? Make him feel like he's at home.
Toomba's all about biting evil pigs. I don't know if that's.
But isn't he like a little caveman boy?
He's a feral child with pink hair. Yeah,
Yeah. So give him another feral thing.
that's fair.
Give him Far Cry, and then he'll think I'm
jeez.
like Far Cry Primal. Hand him that.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Far
Mhm.
Cry Primal's a good shout.
Yeah.
Definitely not Kingdom Hearts. You'd be like, what the hell? Why is that mouse talking?
And I'd be like, listen, you're asking the same questions I am, bud.
Honest, but in that situation, I'm sure he gets the story better than anybody else.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
anything I think caveman inspired.
Sure.
The next one, like, give me a monkey bone situation, you know? Give me a mummy situation, you know? Let's go.
Do you think you would handle a game like Horizon right out of the gate?
Why you say her? Oh, because the bow and arrow?
Well, like yeah, primitive weapons and whatnot.
Okay.
You know.
I don't want to get political, but like cavemen weren't around during the dinosaur ages.
I literally only meant it by the weapons.
All right, okay. By the way,
Stop trying to cancel me.
Because I'm like, do you think dinosaurs are 6,000 years old? God, that's
No,
wild.
I mean, the Earth is flat, but like other than that. Disclaimer: I don't believe that. It's fine.
I don't know. You said it with confidence and goose though.
You know, whatever.
What? Who cares if it is or isn't? You know, that's what I'll say. It's not like we're getting off this rock anyway. You know.
Fair.
Who cares about gravity? Who actually gives a fuck about gravity? Oh, when I jump, I fall down. No, Sherlock. You needed a whole thesis on this? Come on. Isaac Newton's so overrated, dude. So overrated. Didn't he cut off his ear?
No, that was Van Gogh.
Well, we then got to get out of here. Before we do, our last super chat comes from Strubles and Bits, and they say, dropping in just to say hi. Have a great show. Can't wait to listen tomorrow on my route. Thank you so much for stopping by, Strubles and Bits. And I think this was a great show, Kyle. I loved every single dang minute of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, bud, for coming in clutch.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
You'd like to... Hey, listen, I got phlegm in my throat. I'm very distracted here.
That's fine.
Anything you'd like to spotlight before we get on out of here?
No. Shout out video games.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait to go back and just play some more Diablo.
Fair.
I'm gonna edit this all out. I'm gonna have. What do you think my hour counter is gonna be next week?
By next week?
By next week.
You said earlier you were at 65?
65.
Oh, you're gonna hit 78.
Okay.
I think you're gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to hit 80. How about that?
Okay.
Those are weird goals to have, but I'm having them. Gotta shoot big. Everybody, you can find me over at Mr. Babbitt. You can find the show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. You can find the show, The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players on YouTube. Like right here, right now, you can watch live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't catch live, don't worry about it, man, because it goes up on podcast feeds the day after each and every Thursday. Please rate us 5 stars if you liked this show on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And with all that said, and with all that out of the way, if you really like to support us, I almost forgot, patreon.com/@PSTrophyRoom. It really does help us out. And there's some really awesome stuff coming your way. Cannot wait. Kyle showed me before the show started, and I can't stop thinking about him. I'm that excited. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. See y'all.
Bye. Love you.